I'm done. All right, not quite. Sitting back, this is the scale that I'm shooting for. It's really small if you compare it to my big bike. This is gonna be something like the Yamaha YSR. And man, we just had a blast. From there on, it's just been two-stroke ever since. You could call this my parts bin. Some call it garbage. My wife definitely call it garbage. So I'll be digging in there to see the stuff that I need. But she's already looking pretty sick, would you say? Happy Friday, everybody. But check out what I got. Let's fill her up. Not quite. But this is what I do, guys. It looks like a midget. And I kind of like that. Morphing into a bike. And then you have this thing here. Tomorrow's plan is to work on the ground clearance. Going to be removing the center stand. I love to keep it, but I don't think there's enough room. But we'll find out tomorrow. Get underneath there, and we'll have to trim what we have to trim in order to get the alignment rack in there. And then we're going to start tacking these things in, the rear for the back. We're going to figure out the angle on the backbone here. And then the front, you can still see that the angle's not right. Still have a lot to work with. Have to figure out something about the front suspension. So I might not even need the whole spring in there, and it will just be a solid front end. And then we have to design a seat for the back. What I done is I took off the whole bottom end of the front forks, the springs and all, and I am going solid front end. Now what I can do is I could get this shortened out and put spring, but I want this thing to sit really nice and low, and because it's a miniature bike, pit bike, it's not going to be going on the highway. And who says you can't go on a highway with solid front forks? Probably many people wouldn't recommend it. Well, I got the slug in on the front. The two slugs are in, and now I'm working on the back. I got it all angled right. Now all I got to do is put a slug in there, and then I'll tack that up. And then right now what I'll be working on is this. I need to get this angled in here, so what I'll do is I'll pie cut underneath here and then just bend it down until we get the same angle, and then put a slug in there. And then after that, put on the alignment rack. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we should be onto the alignment. And you know what, I still got to make a bracket for the front wheel. This might be tomorrow, so we'll be back for that. But tonight I'm just trying to get at least these slugs in and maybe tack weld it. When you're building something like this, you have to disassemble and assemble the bike so many times. That's just part of the process. And over here, what I did today was, this morning, is I worked on the front. This is going to be going on the front, and I braced it some, and then I'll be welding this onto the forks. At least she's a roller. Today, Sunday, I did the front axle for the front forks, and just put the slugs in and tacked everything in. Now I need to put her on the alignment rack. I've been saying that for the last 3 days. So let's put her on the alignment rack. All right, she's finally on the alignment rack. And right now I am splicing all of the tack welds, and I'm aligning it with my good old high-tech string alignment tool there. The front end is looking pretty good. The midsection is good. Now I just got the back half. I just cut that side, and I need to wait for my air pump to fill up so I can use the die grinder to cut that piece off, because when I welded, I didn't think when I was going to cut, was my cutter going to be able to get in, and of course it can't, right? I should have just welded on the side. I don't even know why I welded. Why did I? Because I'm me, I guess. Alright, but everything else is good. This is the most difficult chop I've ever done. For some reason it just was giving me a lot of problem. But I got it all aligned. So she is straight. Alright, I'll be back when it's fully welded. Okay, I am done for the night. You know, I still have a lot to do. At least it's a rolling chassis, so that's nice. Today, man, it was really tricky getting that alignment all set up, man. I was twisting left and right, banging and cutting and grinding and cutting and welding, tacking, pulling, twisting. But after all day, I got it, man. Definitely worth it. So we'll see you tomorrow for the seat. Alright, I did a stupid mistake. Yesterday I ran the alignment right, and I was good. The front end, I locked everything. And then I forgot that the back, I tacked this, I tacked that, and then forgot to tack this back one because I had to cut it to release tension to get it to align in. And I did this side just to hold it in place, and that whole thing tweaked. So now I'm back at it, day 4. I guess it just comes with it. What happened was I took it off the alignment rack and I forgot to weld one piece of the rear half here. And then what happened was the whole back just twisted, and that brought me back to square one. So I spent the whole day just getting it back into that alignment crap. And now she's good. Got her spaced out. Had to cut the spacer on the left side, and then on this side I had to add a different type of boot. You know, I have to get some done. This might work. We'll see. I'm gonna finish the weld up, and then I'm also going to be getting to the seat. I gotta get the seat done today. Dude, I am a mess today. Man, I was determined to get something done, and I got more than one thing done. Okay, you can see the seat, and I added a sissy bar just to give it that Mad Max look. With the classic rebar. Man, I'm telling you, today, if I haven't mentioned yet, I had to redo the alignment, so it took me again, man, at least half a day just to do the back. But I got it done. I'm glad I just, you know, just stuck it out. Sometimes you want to just stop and just quit, but I know that wasn't an option. So I'm done. I am hungry. I haven't eaten yet. I am starving Marvin. Gonna have to start changing it to Starving Kevin, man. I do this too often. All right. Whew. Little workshop. I've been so busy today. I think I only had 3 cups of coffee. By now I should be having like at least 4 to 5.
I live back in the woods, you see. A woman and the kids and the dogs and me. I got a shotgun, a rifle, and a 4-wheel drive.
So with the kickstand, believe it or not, something like that. It's so hot right now I can't even touch it, so I have to pry it a bit to get it in there. But give me a second and I'll be back with it on. Today I'm back at it, and what we gotta do today is disassemble the whole bike to get all the welds all taken care of. And let's take it all apart. Okay, got the motor out. Alright, I'm up here Saturday morning and I'm doing my usual, twice a week workout. If I'm not busy, I do 3 times a week. And, a lot of times it's just 3. I rarely ever have done 4. Probably in the last few years I haven't. Minimal once a week. So for any of you guys, following this page and have always been curious about, why I look this way, or, how to improve your energy and mobility and mood and mental, physical, the whole package, man, is to start. If you're not working out, start playing sports. Start with once a week, as little as 5-10 minutes once a week. Just do that for me, and then come back. And if you see any posts that with me in the gym, let me know how you're doing. Have any questions? Just drop it down below. All right, see you on the 2-wheel. Now we are on to just got done with the clutch, the hand clutch, and now is on to the exhaust. I just redid the cable linkage, it was all screwed up, and now got it free and all together. Next is the exhaust. Good old leftover. Now it's time to reveal my ugly welds. Alright, actually it's not so bad. It kind of just all mended together, all into one piece. Alright, so I'm going to use the old one. I'm going to cut it up and see how I could fit it. It's definitely not going to be able to fit the same way coming out on the right side because the bike is so low and there's no ground clearance. What you're going to need to do is, I think, scrambler or tracker style. Stay tuned. Yeah, man, got it all unwrapped. Tractor style, anybody? Pretty sick. I actually have to narrow the handlebar. Not narrow, I actually have to change it because of the different diameter. This is from my Suzuki RC, and this is the standard from the what do you call this, Suzuki TRS. Alright, I'm gonna bring it back. Oh man, this is the funniest of the whole build, man, on this little mini chopper. I was chasing this output from the stator, right? And I'm just kind of, figuring out the wiring, and I'm looking it up on YouTube. And then I come over to this side. I said, okay, I got to take a look at the stator. And I was like, I hate doing electrical. I'm just going to take it to the boys, to run it for me. And then I said, why not at least take a look and see what's happening. And look at this, man. It's like, who the hell stole my stator? There was no stator to begin with. All right, anyways, at least I know, right? Oh, shit. All right, let me figure this out here.